Black median families will own zero wealth if current trends continue.
Now, we know that when white folks catch a cold, black people catch pneumonia. So if financial illiteracy is an American problem, it is 10 times the problem in our community. All right. Shots have been fired. The flares have been fired. So we can either listen and do something, or we can continue to party.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Welcome back to my YouTube space. Of course, we are doing it the African way every day, every time. Now, if you're a returning subscriber, please, thank you so much. You're the one who are making me happy. If you are new subscriber, you're the one who are making me more happy. So kindly subscribe on this channel. Now, in today's video, I'm going to react on this clip of this professor giving, he's a white professor, but he is giving advice to black people. A lot of black people are there listening. He's giving advice to black people. There is this statement. He said that if black people don't fight this thing, or if black people, they don't just come out and be united and focus, we gonna end to the second slavery. That's what he said. And I found it so strong, and I said, I'm gonna talk about this. Black people are in the verge of going in the second slavery. PLO Lumumba, an African activist, said this sometimes. In 25 years to come, black people may go to second slavery if we won't wake up. I want you to watch this video, and then I go react as we do always. And please, please, please react on it by leaving your comment.
The sexiest thing that a black man can do today is to leave. Brothers, that's sexy. You want to turn sisters on? Leave. I speak from experience. Yes, I am black. For those of you who were not entirely sure, that is the beauty of our culture and race. We come in all shapes and sizes and skin tones and hair textures, lots of options out there, brothers and sisters, no need to stray. Now I can say that because I've been married to the same sister. Come on. I said sister. All right. 45 big ones. That's 4 or 5. People ask me all the time, Dr. Fraser, what is the secret to staying married to the same sister for 45 years? And it's a one-word secret. Amnesia. 45 years, Nora Jean's going to do something stupid, I'm going to do something stupid. We discuss the stupid things that we have done, Bishop. We reach middle ground. We bless it and release it, never to bring it up again. All right. And we go about raising our family, loving our children, and serving our people. Till death do us part.
That's good.
That is the key to success in the black community. A strong black family. A strong black family. Now, that is a whole another subject, which I will put a pin in, because we just don't have time to unpack that one. But it's huge. Now, all that needed to be said today has already been said. I got here at 8 o'clock this morning. I sat patiently and listened to 60, 70 brothers and sisters speak with brilliance, with intelligence, with calm, and collaboration. It was just a beautiful thing to see. And they covered everything that you could possibly want to cover. So A, I applaud you for that. Benzel, I know you often call yourself Denzel.
Everybody else wants it.
But you are thebomb.com. You really are. You are about and for black people. I love you for that. You are, in fact, a race man, as I am a race man. That we have committed our time, talent, and treasure to the investment and the upliftment of black people first. I didn't say only, but I said first. And I love you for that. So let me say this to you from my heart. If I could not be me, I would want to be you. You're a bad brother. I appreciate you and the people that you coalesced around a powerful vision for the future of black folk in Denver. Now, you are going to have obstacles. One of my favorite quotes is from Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was one of the 5 great Caesars. And it was Marcus Aurelius who said that the impediment to action advances action. That what stands in the way becomes the way. Let me say that differently. Where there is no obstacle, there is no way. When God gives you an assignment, when you're ready, the next thing God does is places an obstacle in front of that assignment. And your job, your assignment is to get over, around, through, under the obstacle. And when you prove to God that you can do that, God checks off a box, gives you an attaboy or an attagirl, and then you get a new assignment. And as soon as he gives you a new assignment, an obstacle is put in your way. And your job at that moment in time is to find a way over, around, and through the obstacle. And for 400 years, Africans in America have found a way over, around, and through the obstacle. And when we look back on our lives, we understand that the obstacle for us is the way. We are an awesome and beautiful and powerful people. And we need to act like it.
All right.
And maybe the best thing that has happened to us, because God works in mysterious ways, maybe the best thing that has happened to black people is Donald Trump. That racist, narcissistic fool has demonstrated to us what he thinks of us and what so much of America thinks of us. Now, we have always suspected, we have always complained, we have always saber-rattled what we now know to be true. America elected Donald Trump. And we now know what so much and so many of America think about us. But we've had that suspicion with, we can almost say it ain't nothing new. But now it's been proven, Yaman. It's been proven. So this is a good thing. This, I think, will motivate us to understand that we are in a state of urgency. We are in a state of emergency, if you will. Interesting article in the Wall Street Journal. I hope you saw it. Interesting. It said that financial illiteracy is an American problem. That's what the Wall Street Journal said. Financial illiteracy is an American problem. And demanded that America, both the public, private, and independent sector, invest billions of dollars in bringing America to financial literacy. That's what the Wall Street Journal said in an editorial. Now we know that when white folks catch a cold, black people catch pneumonia. So if financial illiteracy is an American problem, it is 10 times the problem in our community.
All right.
We understand that. Therefore, it is time for us to put economic development and wealth creation, closing the income and wealth gap between blacks and whites in America. I did not say blacks and Hispanics. I did not say blacks and Asians. I did not say blacks and Arabs.
Right.
I said blacks and white folk. That's what I said. Because that's where our issue is. It is time for us to close that gap. It is time for us to put economic development on the front burner. It is time for us to create a mantra and slogan around that idea. And that mantra and slogan, as I have been saying for the last 5 years, is that economics is the new black power. Economics must now become the new black power.
All right.
And this cannot be done without the cooperation, the investment, and the engagement of the most important, the most trusted institution in our culture, and that is the black church. They must touch it. And so we must devise a system that allows us morally and spiritually to fulfill Proverbs 13:22, that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. That is what the Bible says. Interesting article on the front page of USA Today, Bishop. Thank God it was below the fold, but it was on the front page. But here's in essence what the article said. It said that if nothing changes among African Americans, no, let me back up. But they didn't say that was another article. This one said that African American baby boomers will be the first generation of Africans in America to raise another generation of Africans in America that will not do better than them. So in the 400-year history of our people in this country, we are the only generation to raise another generation that will be worse off. We need our asses kicked. Our ancestors and forefathers must be rolling over in their grave.
All right.
You can count me out of that statistic. I will not participate, and you must not participate in that statistic. Understand that everything we do for our children, just as everything our parents did, they did for us. We cannot allow this to happen. Not on our watch. Nothing changes among African Americans. It will take them 228 years, if ever, to close the wealth gap between blacks and whites in America. Black median families will own zero wealth. So the prediction is if we don't get our act together, we will have no money in a market-based economy and a democratic capitalistic society. We will work our way, brothers and sisters, into a second slavery. Now that's not hype. I'm not exaggerating. The shots have been fired. The flares have been fired. So we can either listen and do something, Or we can continue to party. Make Grammy-nominated rap songs. Buy our red bottoms.
All right.
Gucci's and Ferragamos and wear all this stuff.
Right.
Well, let's just see if white folks are right.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for listening to the video. Now, what do you think about it? On the comment section, tell me. But my views, the narrative of black people going on the second slavery is not a new one, because personally, I have seen it. I think sometimes if black people, we are not united, if black people, we are not together, if black people does not wake up and focus on the prize, we will be going to the second slavery, and it will be so bad. Now, this is the reasons why we can go on the second slavery. Number one, it's economic exploitation. Many African and Caribbean nations face predatory loan agreements, trade imbalances, dependency on foreign aid or investment. These practices are often seen as a modern form of economic bondage, limiting the ability of black nations to achieve true sovereignty. And we can see that through China. They are here heavily in Africa, investing. They are here heavily in Africa, putting money here in businesses and everything. So this can make us go into second slavery economically, because we are economic. We have been bound. We have been chained in a, in a circle where we cannot remove ourselves, because they are giving us loans. They are, they are investing in us. So whenever anything we do against them, they will say, we are the one who have built that country. We are the one who have built your roads. We are the one who have built your airport. If you don't pay us, we are taking away your airport. If you don't pay us, we're gonna, this is a bondage that if we don't take care of it as early as possible, black people gonna go into second slavery. Everything that will be in that country, it will be from the foreigners. That is number one. Economic exploitation. Under that, in many Western countries, for example, black communities often face wage gaps, lack of generational wealth, and exploitative labor condition. You just go and work. You see, our children are going to Saudi Arabia, working there. Wage pay is little, so you cannot create a generational wealth from what you are getting there. There is no rich person can pay you for you to be rich than him. They will only pay you for you to survive. And I think most of our black people who are working there or working in these countries, they are just being paid for the survival, but not for them to be rich. So it will be hard for us as black people to achieve generational wealth. And let me tell you, generational wealth is what is making these whites having this name white supremacy, because of generational wealth. You find a white man is filthy rich because of some shiri do some days in Africa, exploitation of resources. So it's like that. That can lead us to second slavery. But before I continue, it's not that we are not slaves. Even right now, we are indirect slaves with the IMF loans and World Bank. It's not that slavery ended in Africa. What is happening right now, we are not being sold. But one of the things I know, you yourself, you are removing yourself in your country as a black country. You go to a white country, go and work there. And, slavery is still there. It has never ended. But if we don't focus, that means heavily slavery gonna come. Okay, it's a narrative, but I am seeing it. Anyone who has an eagle eye will see what is going on, will see what can happen 25 years to come in black people community if we don't change what we are right now. Migration and exploitation. We have systematic racism. Now, let me talk about this. This racism continues to create barriers to equality, such as disparities in education, healthcare, and employment. Disproportionate Disproportionate rates in some countries, particularly in the US, has been likened to slavery due to exploitative labor practice within prison systems. When you talk about systematic racism, it has made black people to stay on that state of slavery for so long without even you knowing that you are a slave. When you talk about a healthcare system, you find the other community have the access to good healthcare, but the other one does not. The other community has access to quality education, but the black race does not have. Now, I want you to know that the health, the education, the systematic racist is not occurring only in white countries like the USA. Even in African countries. Let me take an example of a country where I come from, Kenya. You find other races who are living in this country like Indians, Chinese, white people. They are going into good hospitals. But black people, Africans, Kenyans, wherever they get sick, their hospital is different. Their hospital does not have medicine, does not have anything. Their schools do not have infrastructure. But when you see Indians' children here, they go in good schools. What can be the reason? Why? We are giving priorities to people from outside than our own people from within. So this kind of mentality will lead us to another slavery. The kind of mentality that whenever I see a white person or an Asian person, he is better than me, he deserves good health, he deserves good services, that mentality will lead us to second slavery. And that's what we call systematic racism, according to me. Now, culture and identity erasure. When you talk about culture and identity erasure, the dominant of Western cultures, norms and medias and values is seen as a continuation of colonial agenda and erasing indigenous traditional cultures. Just let me take for example, Francophone countries that are being under or were being under France. They are still using the currency from France. They are speaking the French language. Speaking French language is not bad, but erasing your culture so that you can embrace a white man's culture, that is bad. And that can lead us to second slavery. When we talk about Francophone countries, we talk about countries like Burkinabe, countries that were colonized by France. France has made sure that its language is being spoken by everyone. They are teaching it in schools. France had made sure that the people of Burkina Faso or the people of these Francophone countries use franc, CFA franc currency. And this is making them to run or to move away from their culture, how they dress. Thank to Ibrahim Traore that came. And when he came to power, he said that the students go back to the traditional attire, cultural attire of the Burkina Faso people. So a culture erasure can lead to second slavery because you will be using their culture and you will see it is the best. So it will find a soft place in your heart, or they will find a soft space in your heart. Neocolonialism. Despite political independence, many African countries remain economically and politically dependent to former colonial power. And that's why we have people like Ibrahim Traore, who is not loved by a lot of Western countries because he is against neocolonialism. He is against exploitation. He is against what we call influence of the Western countries. They don't love him because of that. They never and they can never love him because of that, because he has made a lot of African people to wake up and know that it is possible with Ibrahim. It is possible. So when we still under neocolonialism, this will lead us to second slavery with time. Now, exploitation of resources. Corporations from outside frequently exploit natural resources in African nations without fair compensation, leaving local population in poverty while they get these large profits. They come here, they dig, they don't compensate us. We are being displaced. We don't have homes. We don't own homes because where we were owning it has been taken. So this is another thing that can lead to second slavery. It will, if we don't take care. Now, when you talk about first thing, I talked about economic plays a bigger part in white supremacy. They are economically fit. That's why we think of American dream. They are economically fit. That's why everyone is running from Africa, trying just to go there and to get this milk and honey. We think of the American dream, but economic plays a very big role in discriminating, plays a big role in discriminating or in enslaving people. We talked about labor, exploitation of labor, where there is unfair wages. The other race, they have these big wages, but black, they have unfair wages. The workers are paid less to make sure that you continue working for them for many years so that you can just get a small thing. I see Indians here, Indians company, they are paying black people here less money. You will work for them until you retire. You have not gained enough to build your own house. You can't even afford a car. So you are just going around circle, working for this, working for Indians, working for Chinese people without getting anything. That is slavery. And when we don't wake up and try to create generational wealth for black people, try to be united and make black economy, raise black economy, we gonna suffer. We'll go around this thing without making it in life. And safe working conditions. You find your community is exploited. The workers are often subjected to hazardous environment without adequate safety measures or compensation. Our children, brothers and sisters from Africa are going to work in Qatar, going to work in Saudi Arabia, in Asian countries, but their environment of working is so bad, just to oppress you. So this leads to slavery, and days to come, when we continue like this, we'll be enslaved. Another thing, we talked about exploitation of natural resources. It will diminish our economy. They are growing up economically as we are growing down, or we are going down. Debt dependency, they give us loans, they give us IMF money, so our economy is dying, but we cannot, or we can never raise it, because we are in the deepest hole of IMF and World Bank. They are controlling what we do, they are controlling our taxes. We can never get out of that, and that will lead to second slavery. Now, we have a lot of things, financial exploitation, like tax avoidance, corporation that they are here exploiting, they avoid tax. So we have a number of things that can lead us to second slavery as black people, black Americans, Caribbeans. I see Caribbeans are giving their lands to Chinese, are giving their lands to white. Their white people are there, they are growing the economy. They are the one who have hotels, running the beaches, not beach, but beaches, when there's water, understand that. So it is hard for a country that is giving first priority to foreigners to grow. So we will continue working for them. We will continue being employed. We will continue being paid less until we wake up. And the only thing we can do to avoid second slavery, as per me, not per the professor, is to become united, is to support black people business. Open businesses, black people, don't fear. And you as black people who you don't have business, support this business, circulate dollars in their shops. That's what we need to do. And we need to be united. Avoid these stereotypes, avoid these media stereotypes. Come to Africa, invest in Africa. You will get a lot from here. You cannot become rich when you are in the United States, simply because rent only is expensive. The money you are paying is expensive. You need to work harder and harder. So the day your age of relaxing is there, you will find yourself, you don't have anything. But if you come here in Africa, you can invest in Africa in many places, buy land, rare chicken, rare goats, rare everything, and life will be awesome. Now, let me just say, I want you to comment down there if the white professor was right, and I want you to comment if there's something I've said that is not right. Tell me in the comment section. But we need to avoid second slavery. But if we don't, we'll get in a lot of trouble as black people. Until next episode, peace be with you.